Hello and welcome back to night 2 of R Factor Sim Racing Central's coverage of the Up in Smoke Racing and Extreme Short Track Sim Racing events. Last night we covered the Caraway Speedway Icebreaker Down South 50 presented by jakesite.com, in which Extreme admin Dave Soja took checkered flag. Tonight we go to Lorraine County Speedway in South Amherst, Ohio for 60 action-packed laps with the main event Outlaw Body Super Late Models. I'm here with Shane Gott, mid-season champion with 5 heat race wins, 4 fast qualifier, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s. Out of 5 races that we've completed so far, that's a pretty impressive average. Shane, how about you tell us about that and how you're going to keep it going to become the first official champion of the main event racing series?
Well, I think I lucked out with the first 4 races that the tracks suited my driving style, so I could end up getting the quick times. Tonight is a different animal. I'm not very good, but with the way the points are, I kind of made my bed and I got to lie in it, and that means keep trying to get fast time and keep trying to win the heats. So if I don't keep doing that, then there's a good possibility that the guys that are starting up front in the main can catch me points-wise.
Well, with the current point system that you have, with heat race points only going to the top 3 finishers, that 10 points that you get for winning each heat race that you've competed in so far gives you an extra 50 points on the people who aren't finishing them races.
Right, exactly, and that's why I either keep trying to do that or I can have some trouble, because through the first 5 races, I think I've started no better than 11th, and my best finish is a 2nd, and I think that was at Sandusky last week. And I think it's pretty much near impossible, because the field's so tight and so close, to win starting back there. So I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, trying to get the fastest times I can and keep winning the heats, and then kind of just let everything else play out, get that point advantage, and then let, like Chris and everyone else go ahead and win those features. But with the qualifying points and the heat points, it kind of negates the points I lose in the main. So I got to keep doing that. If I don't keep doing that, then it's possible that I can start losing points.
So who do we think's going to win tonight, Shane? You've been around this a long time. I know Clayton Carl's won the last 2 features, and I was testing with him earlier this week, and he's very fast. I believe he's down in the 13.2 range.
Yeah, I was running some laps, and he was in there too. It's kind of one of those things. There's going to be a lot of guys that can run within a tenth of a second of one another. But there is a second groove at this track. If you can get it outside of somebody, you can hold them down there and make the pass. Problem is, with only 60 laps and cautions counting, those laps run out too quick. So if he starts up front again, I think the 2 races he's won, he started in the front row on both of them. And I'm fairly confident that all the winners so far have started in the front row. I could be wrong. But Chris might have started in the second row or something. So it's tough. You can get up to a certain point, and then you're kind of stuck. So if he starts up front, he'll probably take it again.
All right, thank you. That was an interview with league admin and current point leader, Shane Gott. Interview with your top 3 from the Extreme Racing 60 lap feature at Lorraine County Speedway with your feature winner, Chris Myers. Chris, you were runner up at Sandusky at the Caraway Speedway last night and currently sit runner up in both the main event points and the super modified points. Let's go through your feature win.
Well, appreciate it. Great car count tonight. Thanks to Extreme for putting this show on. It was really cool to be at my home track, 5 minutes down the road here. Qualifying, we missed the set a little bit. Qualified like 7th or 8th fastest. Heat race, car was pretty good. Had a good battle there with Aegis. Finished 2nd. And then feature started, I think, 10th. And got lucky there, missing ordeal, a little bit of a wreck up there. Took out a couple of contenders. But I saw a lot of these guys in front were keeping, they were pushing out of the turns while I had to protect the bottom, and I would get a run on the inside. And that's basically, I knew if I took away the bottom from the rest of those guys, I would be all right. So, again, thanks to Extreme for putting this on tonight. Clayton Carl, Jared Emmerich, Brian Strickland, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple other guys. But we practiced throughout the week. Throughout the week, Tim Blank was another one. And we just were trying to give setup ideas to everybody and had it dialed in tonight.
All right, thanks. That's Chris Myers. All right, we're on to Art Palmer, league admin here at Extreme, and second place finisher tonight. Art, you were running second in the super modified race last night at Caraway until you spun out. I'd like to hear how everything went, especially with our points leader Shane Gott getting pretty well taken out during the feature event.
Well, that was my main goal, was to once Shane went backwards, it was just finish at all costs. Just wanted to make sure I made up as many points as I could. That was, is one of them deals, tight race, and I was just lucky enough to avoid it. I missed also the wreck Chris was in. I started 12th in the feature. Just got lucky and got through that ordeal that happened in front of us. And nice tight racing. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be tonight. Got to thank my Extreme partners, Shane Gott and Dave Soja. Also, our crew chief, Clayton Carl, helping us out with setups anytime he's around. He's usually the one that helps us out. So, just thanks for everybody who came out tonight.
Mr. Palmer also won one of our heats tonight. Now we're on to Uncle Slide, AJ Truex. Last night at Sandusky, you finished in the top 5. Take us through tonight and how you managed to get through the carnage that was the ending of that feature.
I had a pretty good car early on, and I happened to get in a jingle and go to the rear. So I had to do what I did last night and just pick and choose my spots accordingly, get around the debris, the spinning cars, the crashing that went on. And I didn't think I had much car till I broke in till the top, I think maybe 8. Once I seen Shane go around, I looked over to Neil on my right. I says, man, I got a car. I was running 3s and 4s, and I only had one section of my car without damage, but it was really running good. I really could have done without that last caution with 2 to go. I was kind of hoping Palmer and Myers got together. I did have a fender, and right as the caution came out underneath Art, but I probably wouldn't have forced the issue too bad. It ain't like he's ever done that to me. But good car count. It was a lot of fun.
All right, that will finish your interview with the top 3. Now we're going on to fast qualifier and heat race number 1 winner, Clayton Carl. Clayton, you're out of the points battle. You missed the first 3 races, but you've won the last 2 before this one. I really expected you to be a contender tonight.
Yeah, I had some trouble. Starting that far back in the field, you want to take your time and try to treat everybody around you nicely. Finally got up there, and it's just typical Lorraine. It's such a tight course. You're gonna bump. You're gonna rub. If there's not someone going home mad, it's probably not racing at Lorraine. So, good car count. I had fun running with everybody. Everyone raced me clean. Typical racing. Can't wait to come back next week.
All right. Thank you. That is Clayton Carl, and that will end this week's coverage of R Factor Sim Racing Central Partners Extreme Short Track Sim Racing and Up in Smoke Racing. Thank you, everybody, and tune in next week for the races at Stafford